Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick beer review. Another one for the budget/available beer reviews. Sierra Nevada, Chico, California. They're also in North Carolina these days. This is Tropical Little Thing. And it is a, per the can, hazy IPA. And it is clocking in at 7% alcohol by volume. I know nothing about this beer. Just like the Voodoo Ranger 1985 beer. Watched the fights the other night. This was left in the fridge, so I figured I would drink it. This says 7% alcohol by volume, contains malted barley. I don't think I've ever seen that on a can before. So, I've had the regular hazy Little Thing. Don't hate it. Not my favorite beer. Just not really into hazy beers anymore these days. But like there's a lot of times where you go to, a restaurant or a bar, and that's one of the craft options. And if I feel like having a craft beer, I'll have hazy Little Thing. It's not terrible. So yeah, excited to check this one out. Ooh, little Team Old IPA, canned on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th. So we are 2 months in the can. Time of review. It's too old. I'm sure it'll be fine. The cool thing that I will say about these beers that claim to be hazy, that are on the mass-produced scale, they're not super hazy. Like, they're definitely not filtered looking, but they're also not that thick-ass, disgusting haze. I can see my finger through this glass. It looks like a chill haze, and it looks like there's some floaties in there. There's some suspension of something. Not a whole lot of carbonation in the glass, but plenty of head. Almost 2 fingers of a thick and fluffy bright white head. This looks a little bit darker than the 1985 IPA we had from New Belgium. It's got more of like a golden, kind of a copper color. That was super light, like lemonade. This one's a little bit darker. Let's see what it smells like. It smells tropical, but it smells nondescript. I don't know what that is. It smells sweet. It's fruity, but I don't know exactly what I'm smelling. Is it pineapple? I don't know if it's pineapple. Red fruit? Like, it's weird. It almost smells like strawberries. Not a huge aroma. It's got a sweetness to it. It smells bready. It's so funny. Like, I've been, the last year and a half, getting really, really into whiskey. And there's just never a time where you put your nose in a glass of whiskey and ever like, oh, it doesn't really smell like much. It's always so intense, regardless of the proof. It's always super intense. Like, there's so many times with beers, like, you smell it, you're like, it doesn't smell like much. It smells like, it's like if you had wheat bread with like some sort of like fruit, preserves or jelly or something on it. I wish I could figure out what I was smelling. Cheers. It's not terrible. This one, it kind of tastes like the last couple that we've had with these that have whatever flavoring in them. It tastes a little on the artificial side to me. Do we need to have a talk about beer right now? Like, is this what people want these days? They want everything to be like non-beer tasting. Like, this doesn't taste like IPA. Even with like the big boy breweries that are making hazy IPA, you're always getting hop flavor. And the last 3 Voodoo Ranger beers, no hop flavor. This does not have hop flavor. It just tastes like some sort of generic artificial fruit. And I don't get it, but I guess that's what people like. This stuff has to be selling, right? Or they wouldn't be brewing it. Again, with this one, it's not offensive, but it's nothing that you're like, fuck, this is amazing. If you're into beer, I could see people who aren't really big beer drinkers drinking this, because it doesn't taste like an IPA. It's not like overwhelming your palate with like bitterness and hops and aggressiveness, and like, it's just a it's an artificial, nondescript, tropical flavor. It's bready on the finish, a little bit of sweetness. But yeah, it's just generic tropical. I don't know what it is. Maybe like, it's not pineapple. I don't know what it is. It's like jammy jelly kind of something. Saying strawberry is so weird when it comes to beer. It just sounds weird, but it's in my head now. It kind of tastes like strawberries to me. But if someone gave this to me blind, I don't think I would say, oh, that's a hazy IPA. Because it doesn't taste like an IPA to me. I wish there was a little bit of something, like bitterness, some sort of hop flavor. It's just fruit. So, I guess I could see why people like this. It's 7%. It does not taste like a 7% beer. I mean, you could get hammered drinking these. You just drink one after another. So, I mean, if this is where the beer world's going, I just, give me lagers all day long. We'll leave it at that. So, that is Tropical Little Thing. Not terrible, just not my thing these days. I don't think this has ever been my thing, like fake tasting hazy IPA. When I was really into hazy IPA, I just enjoyed like the hop flavor. I started falling in love with new hops. Like when I learned about Galaxy, I was like, holy shit, this hop's amazing. Strata. I learned about Nelson hops. Like I was all about that. I don't think I was ever into wanting fake tasting fruit or flavors in my beer. So I didn't think even back in the day when I was really, really into hazy beers, I don't think I'd be drinking anything like this, but not terrible. It's just not something that I'll ever buy again or have again. If I never drink this beer again, I won't be missing out in life. So I'll finish this. I'll upload this at some point. I will forget about this beer and we'll just go about our life. It's the best way to put it. So, what do you guys think about this beer? What do you think of the state of the beer world these days, by the way? All these beers doing like these weird artificial flavorings. Is it just what people want? I don't know. So that's it. I'm out of here. Talk to you guys soon. Cheers.
Thank you for coming behind the bar, in the arcade, all that shit.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't